But yet you have this other dynamic where Steve Ballmer, who paid for the Intuit Dome with personal private money, no public funds, right? Great on him. He has spent so much money to expand his front office because that's uncapped. Here you have the problem of why Adam Silver called in 2019, according to the Athletic report on the investigation, a cardinal sin of alleged cap circumvention, in which the NBA, per that report, had outlined possible consequences: forfeiture of draft picks, $1 million plus fines. At the most extreme end, the nullification of contracts for the players whose salaries were circumvented. So I go back to history and I'm like, what's the last time this happened? And the only analogous case in terms of documentation and salary cap circumvention was the Minnesota Timberwolves, Joe Smith, which I don't know if anybody in the container even remembers, but Joe Smith and Glenn Taylor, the owner of the T-Wolves, had worked out a side deal, and it was written on paper because they were afraid Glenn Taylor was going to die before the completion of that contract. It's a total side, fascinating
But
story.
this has the potential to be the biggest salary cap crime that we've seen.
Yes, yes, $28 million. And that, by the way, for the T-Wolves in that era in the 90s, 5 first-round picks, suspensions for the owner of the team for Glenn Taylor, as well as other punishments down the line. But this as tied into, again, an ongoing SEC DOJ investigation into fraud by this green bank, this climate change friendly company, whose biggest investor, or at least the most important, influential, notable investor, was Steve Ballmer, who put in $50 million of his own money. I mean, this is not merely a story about cap circumvention. This is now a question that the 7 sources I spoke to are asking. What else did Steve Ballmer know about?